On page number 10, uh, the the beginning of the few verses we will see in first in the Tibetans. So each verse times, and afterward we'll see in English one time, and I will let you the number. So now we begin on page number 10. Ho la ma la ya zon je wo san ye la ya zon je wo che la ya zon je wo Yen den la ya zon je wo la ma la ya zon je wo san ye la ya zon je wo che la zon je wo ge den la ya zon je wo la ma la ya zon je wo san ye la ya zon je wo che la ya zon je wo gen de ya zon je wo ya san ye che dang so je chon nan la chan jo ba to da ne ya zon je da ye jen so je ve so nam je ro la pen je san ye ro bar shu san ye shi dang so je chon nam la shang zhou ba doi da ne ya zon je da ye jen so je me so nam je ro la pan zhi san je ro bar shou ya sim jian dang je de wa dang de ve je dang den wer je ji sim jian tam je de ma dang de ma je je dang de wer je ji sim jian tam je de ma me be de wa da men da wer je ji sen je tam je ni ran cha na ni dan da ve da nyong la ne wer je ro ji sim je tam je de wa da de ve je dan den wer je ji sen je tam je de ma dan de ma je je dan da wer je ji sen je tam je de ma me be de wa da men da wer je ji sen je tam je ni ran cha da ni dan da ve da nyang la ne wa ran jo ro je ya sa je bu je jo ja me do zhang re ro le je ye de jen ba de san ye shang do me de bo wa yi
如果能到现了就不说也能不让那个没有到要没。
In English, on page number 11, I take refuge in the Guru. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. From now until my enlightenment, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. May I attain the stage of Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. May all sentient beings enjoy happiness and causes. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and causes. May all sentient beings never be separated. May all sentient beings abide, feel bias, attachment, and anger. This ground, unknown, bloom with flowers, Mount Meru, encircled by four continents. I visualize this Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy the pure. May, uh, please go to page number 14, the foundation prayer.
chenpo ye tabe zawa so so tarwa la rupa nyambo she pur shen rang ye su su long wa jie shen mar jern ro ge jiang de tong de ro wa ro we ge che shang zhu sen chou zhong wen shen jie Sen zum ju jiang ci tu na san la guo ma me na shan zhu me ru la ba no ne ya se dong ba la zong ba zhang bu lo ba xian jie lo lo be yu la yan wa xie xie jian yang da do la zi xian zhou ba ye xie le la do zong de zhou ye la nhớ tới chờ mà chưa vỡ sen mô nam giang nô tư chơ vạn ta ba cơ cho chơ đô chê ca sa ye wo jo ngo tam pa de la nye ta jo par shen je lo de se wo jo na nye jo de shen nam da kan zhe dong wen song ba la zhi ma me be ye ma ye zhe ne so nan do de song wen chen chen lo de ne jo de re wo re ye ye ne na je shen do ne zong ba de ye na jo jo le me yan wen dan de song xian ro ba shen lo de nam san do mi xie nian dang zi zhen ro mian zhuo na xia shen da nang ge wen de zhe be zong nie wen xie wen xian jie la du su jie wa gong du yang da la ma dan me xue jie ba la long zhou jie sa da lang jie yuan de rang zong lor jie chan ye gong yu du xiong.
Uh, we will chant foundation prayer in English on page number 15. And when you say this foundation prayer, please chant it slowly so you can have a time to visualize the each meaning of the words. Uh, Teresa, can you lead? Yeah, thank you.
Foundation prayer on top of page 15. The foundation of all
Great qualities, kind and venerable Guru, correctly devoting to him is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this
and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon him with great respect. Understanding that the
precious freedom
of
of
this
this
rebirth
rebirth
is found only once, is greatly meaningful and difficult to find again.
please bless me to generate
the mind that unceasingly, day and night, takes its essence. This life is as impermanent as a water bottle. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After death, the effects of black and red karma pursue us, and the shadow follows the body. Find a firm and definite conviction in this. Please bless me always to be careful, to abandon even the slightest negativities, and to accomplish all virtuous deeds. Seeking the pleasures of samsara leads to all suffering. They are uncertain and cannot be relied upon. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate a strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great caution in lives, the root of the teachings is keeping the fundamental vows. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Having seen that all beings, my kind mothers, have fallen like myself into the ocean of samsara, may I train in supreme bodhicitta and bear the responsibility of freeing all migratory beings. If I develop bodhicitta without practicing the three types of morality, I will not achieve enlightenment. With my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the Bodhisattva vows with great energy. By pacifying distractions to wrong objects and correctly analyzing the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate quickly within my mind stream the path uniting calm abiding and settled insight. Having become a pure vessel by training in the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the Vajrayana, the highest of vehicles. The basis of accomplishing the two attainments is keeping pure vows and commitments. Having become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows and pledges with my life. Having realized the importance of the two stages, the essence of the Vajrayana, by practicing with great energy, never giving up the 4 sessions, please bless me to realize the teachings of the Holy Guru. May the Gurus who show the noble path and the spiritual friends who practice it have long lives. Please bless me to pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. In all my lives, may I never be separated from the perfect Gurus and benefactors of God. By completing qualities of the sages in the past, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara.
Semoga terus tulis ya.
Good morning and Tashi Delik to everyone.
근데 아기는 붙이 배면 다 컨텍스트가 되는 거. 삼주들이 인덕하고 주셨든지 그렇지는 가장 정말 잘 송지.
Mhm. As you know, we've been very busy in virtues activities, and we've been doing retreat and also some other very important the performance of the pujas, fire pujas, and other puja as well, and all of the virtues activity lead by Venerable Ajahn, and also we had a generous the visitors from other places, and also that all the events was very successful.
아니 근데 뭐라고 다시 놀러 다시 더 마음이 긴 제가 네 그리니든 이슬람 바네 그 성명을 보시는데 배우르지.
And also the we have a scholar the visit here who very good in two languages, meaning of course Tibetan, but also well spoken in English. Venerable Mingyar Rinpoche, and also here, and which is very auspicious.
근데 아주 마음은 다 진짜 쳐야 됐더니 공간 기회를 정도 비나나 따로 스티스 맞다.
In the future, he will take responsibility to lead the Dharma classes, and soon Stacy she will make announcements or will send a schedule. So please keep your eye on.
근데 제가 내가 참말로 근데 리치고 염증지기 그랬어.
So there's a there's a one purpose or the reason that we all gather here.
적당한 거지. 야 가도 동지 부스지 자네레 로고 최종 자네레 정통 질그 자네레 만라와 몽고 요레스. 이나 알아서 노바치 때 알아서 대화도 받게 못 받더래지.
The the very the purpose of coming here, that we all have a that one wish or the same wish to want to be happy and free from suffering, despite the our culture, the religions, different ages, ethnicity, and colors, and so forth. Despite all, that we have a one wish to be happy and doesn't want suffering.
근데 대화도 받도 되는 것도 받도 알아서 매일 들이 때지가 도통 때 알아서 요것도 링겐 때 알아서 요레스. 대화도 받도 되는 뽕아대.
And obviously, and to achieve happiness and and eliminating the suffering or the free from the suffering, of course we all have a right to achieve happiness and complete the cease of the suffering, and and also we also have a responsibility as well.
근데 이나 땅아도 대화 때 적당도 능력 방땅 있잖아. 만라와 버려. 요거 마시에 때 같이 대화 적기 위치에 인비 쳐도 되나. 능을 소 근데 저 지문은 대화도 작대무 이런 게 대화 같은 좀 이거 대화도 그렇다. 대화도 아주 무시한 거네. 대화도 봐 정말 매워서 저한테 용기 그랬어.
Um, So the by knowing that we all have a same wish to want to be happy and doesn't want to suffering, but when we engage in achieving happiness and abandoning the suffering, but due to the lack of the wisdoms and so forth, and we often mistakenly we they fail to achieve the happiness and abandon the suffering. And there's a great master. There's a said the we sentient beings have a great desire to achieve the happiness, but due to the ignorance, we often cultivate the suffering.
그래서 대화 접종하고 대화 용공로다 시시연등 근데 반주도 작은 요랬어요. 당하고 요한테 리당 셈이야. 리셈이야. 리셈데 기용한테 소 리대와테다 신조라 소베 반주로 작게요. 셈데 기용한테 응 시시연도 작게요.
And the of course the so when we look broadly what I just said, the happiness or the suffering, especially happiness, that very happiness that we wish to have in our life, that only can be gained through either from the physical and the mental, and of course from the physical. The the adopting the right lifestyle and having a wealth and so on and so forth, one could have a happiness, as well as the mainly the mental or the mind educations, and the mind educations, and through that way one could obtain the happiness in their life.
어떤자다 어네 나도 남바성지 용도 찍던 거 셈거강라 셈근이 땅다 때든지 아니 대원도 받을 대화들 내급그 대화도 다득그 대화도 이 용걸 아주 다득그 대화도 있는 세계 또 자꾸 일도 자꾸 그러지 오늘 지정되나
Uh, in the Buddhist, the great philosophy and the educations or the school, we mainly emphasize or the focus on training training the mind or the and or the taming the mind. um, the the so there are two kinds of like achieving the happiness through the taming the mind, or through the educating the one's mind. One could achieve the their very desire or the wish, what we call the happiness. And so of course there are two kinds of happiness: ultimate happiness and temporary happiness. But in Buddhist philosophy or the educations of school, we mainly emphasize the how to gain the ultimate happiness, or our main kind of focus or the target will be the ultimate happiness.
단 다득그 대화서야 때 간다지 접고래 따땡하고 접 영화지 때라 티와지 삼바지 고마지 어떤 데지나 야르기 손 소소를 파베 줬다는 거 어떤 오늘 데지 느그스니 소 이치 다바지 때네 진데 돈돈 야리네 더 와지리스 때 상지 좀 된데 이런 거 송요 아니 랑니랑 거 모양이 랑니랑 거 다양이지 저런 거 삼로 당네 다시 당네 셈 다시 당네 저런 거 셔르부터 형지 배출 당네 상지지 고목 토바데 마 톱송 니 토바데 니 저런 졸라니 지 저런 저도 등등이 통무들에 등등이 럭박을 내한당 치기치야들이 용토요 말이지 등이 경우 등들이 탈위 탑름 등이 좀 되냐다 언니 탑름 던도 지스티지 선당하나 말아 토주 공포도 저도 토테거든요 어떻대요
And so questions is here is how we achieve ultimate happiness. Of course, there are the steps of the practice. and the taming or the educating one's the mind through the practice of the listening, contemplations, and the meditations. Or the listening mean cultivating the knowledge or educations and contemplate on that subjects or the knowledge, and eventually put into meditations, the actual practice. And by utilizing, by using the one intellectual mind or the wisdom, and and also plus the through the having the the faith and the faith. So through that way, and one could achieve the ultimate happiness, uh, because the Buddha said that you are your own master and you are your own enemies. So what this really means is the the if you the follow after the good mind, you could become the master of your own mind, or vice versa. And also Buddha said that you know uh, even though I'm a Buddha or great beings, even though I can see the suffering and the problems of the sentient beings, but I cannot come in front of you and purify or clean your uh, the non-virtues and the bad karma, nor I can lift you from the samsara. What I can do is I show the path, and you have to. I show the path, so you have to walk on the path in order to gain the your very wish to gain the ultimate happiness.
다 디지털 다 디낭도서 람데라 고 섬네 다 남바 성기위 나라 잡는도라 잠루 장 잠루 냠스된 거지 안 똑같이 보람 뜻으로 섬지길 섬지근 일을 대치고라 네어 나면 깎람 갈라시 발라 와 거리 네 같이 맞서 그랬어
So therefore, and yeah, according to the Buddhist school or the practice, so there are three door or three applications or three entering the path. The first is what we call the entering the door of the refuge, in order to uh, uh, in order to become a Buddhist. And the second is that in order to uh, uh, teaching
습기요 냠스
and in order to attend the higher vehicle, one should also apply or engage the bodhicitta, the practice. And lastly, and the in order to engage the or enter the path of the tantrayana, the tantric practice, one also apply or engage the initiations or the empowerment.
어떤 저다 고 동도 로라 잠도 잡스로 동들 가서 잠도 성지치 연대 건축성도 잡스로 그러지 때 잡스로 세 발라 동다 진행원도 도 청관이요 당보텔라 소소런 게 등을 코르이 등에 당관 송도 등을 support 하고 등들이 타나 삼베텔란 직선 잡빌로 jelajin tene tarna sa min ba do wors ti changwi ene tene tarna kar ta go gudna o ta konso so sanji jom de tele tar yo ta na korang ta be sanji komso ta ge na tene ti ge song yon den chi komso ta ti lam si jing ne gen den komso to dang jin ne nga tarwa dang tam chi chen be ko mo to gen sa be ne mon to mon bro to be ta be ken ne lang yin yu de chang na ni ti ge la jam bu sang go re si jam bu jam cha wo re si 이거
The having mentioned the three entrance or applications or the doors. The first one is the refuge, and in order to have the actual refuge. So there are two costs, and um, uh, the first one is the to have the to have or the ones have a strong wish to be one have a strong wish fear from samsara, and so that's the first cause. And the second cause is knowing that the three jewels have protective qualities. So these are the two qualities, and once we understand or understand the two qualities or have these two qualities, then one could have the actual refuge, and and then once we have that, then we there's a great potential that one could engage the dharma, the engage in the dharma, and also by the help and by the assistance of the dharma friends, and the one could like qualify this all the practice.
상기검증인 긴 남아
La
상기검증
Sangyupunjo. Sangyupunjo.
긴 상기검증 상기검증도 긴 때문에 띠기 연든 지검증도 소소랑 일로 터버지고 시발 다 쪽긴 쪽동진된 타와도 담지 준비고
Yeah, my mistake. And so so how we do this by the relying on the three refuges, and considering the Buddha as the Dharma friends,
또 티치
yeah, Dharma teacher. Sorry, the Buddha is a Dharma teacher, and having the realizations of the Buddha, the teachings, and by having the assistance of the Dharma friends. So these are the three jewels.
어떻지 했더니 다 타와 돈도 길로 듣겠는 코로알라 배신발로네 님진 근데 타와 돈이 그 로jel라지나 티치는 내종 세도jel라지지
The 인생분들 레벨로라.
어떤 밴드 님진 근데 남도 근데 코로알라 신발로네 타와 돈도 길로 듣던 인도 소소jel라데 저형구나 다때 내종 그래서
So then once they have the great renunciations toward the samsara, and they have a great the a wish, great wish to attend the liberations. So that is the what we call the once attain the renunciations.
다때자 내종 기와 잠지에 다른 일 타와 도바르마도 정말되지 미 정말로 되긴 주던 거. 이제 대신에 탐지 그던도 나로 집고 되지 존나다 동하면 심지 탐지 되기를 또 근데 코로나 되고 근데 등을 세고 근데 뒤쳇데 내가랑 배 뭔가 좀 상기인 뒤치네는 맞추지는 등에서 뭐 심지 탐지 그던 당기인 사람 상무 일라게나 딱 받지 몰라 마시고 나 샘지스 거지.
And though having the renunciations alone is not sufficient, meaning that once we realize that just merely the considering the oneself to attain the liberations, the free from samsara, it's not kind of the great practice. I show not only just myself but think others as well, and So wishing the sentient beings also they free from suffering, the great wish that free from suffering and the cause of suffering. So that's the we call the ones also engage the higher the vehicle.
어떻다 다 샘치 띠질라 겨울시 빨라 당부 곰 간로 거르스나 네 마르시던 거 점리 망가던 지구는 샘치던 도시 냠지구는 샘치던 거 니로 거르스
Simcha.
음
And also uh, the practicing the the generating the enlightened mind or the bodhicitta. So there are two ways to engaging that. One is the exchanging oneself to other, and and other is the seventh the points or the steps of cause and effect.
안로이나 데스 도시 냠지지네 데스 샘나 샤르도 등이 띠질라 겨울스 거 뭐던가 ngalandroina te semna sharde wota chi tawsi nyamji chi gomna tangbo samiji te kon tangne atan nga de won do pa na jen de won do pa de ngeding man do pa jen de man chi pare zena te chi ro nga zo so dongyong sema dongyong de nyong ko de dongyong de nyong sama chi pare zo o ta nga de wa tang da na sambate 샴바로 니 등을 담잖아 삼비데 형질 어떤 참마치 바리 선데 뜻이네 어떤 지를 베이지네 근데 학비 삼바세데 롱리 전시월 좀 받을 학비 삼바기라 제mon데 무슨 형지 오늘 좀 심지 담지기도 땅아 갈리겸 성지 공토토나 좀들 섬지 기야라 지 영sun 통토바지 요레스다
让心的前程。
또 삼로 정말 치과 말지 안으로는 때 영sun도 통과했어 순용하던 파던
Yeah. Um, so within these two applications, the 7 points, cause and effect, or the exchanging oneself to others. I don't know for you, but for me, exchanging oneself to other more kind of like the or easily to me to access that practice. Doesn't mean I'm kind of like boasting myself that I know this practice, but it's more convenient for me to engage this practice. For example, by visualizing the four immersibles thought. For example, I usually kind of like begin by thinking myself as well as the sentient beings. For example, first I kind of like exchanging, cautioning, kind of bring kind of questions myself and others as well. For example, first I ask myself, do I want happiness? And of course, I will say, yeah, I want happiness. And I ask same questions toward the sentient beings. Do other want happiness or not? Of course, my answer will be yes. They also want happiness, and do not want suffering. So in that way, I kind of realize that we all are same to be to want to be happy and doesn't want to suffering. In that way, that I can able to bring or the generate the equanimity, the mind of the equanimity, and and then for me to easily to also engage the practice of the compassions as well as the loving kindness. Once I have a great the base of the equanimity, and for example wishing sentient beings have happiness and joyfulness, that is the loving kindness, and wishing sentient beings free from suffering and the causes of suffering, that's what we call the compassions, and and the additional and have great intentions thoughts toward others. So once I have that, and then I always have a you know the thinking the other is more importance than myself.
어들 다 타마데 노지 타파 남나셔 왕즈니 당아주 토몽람 중원도 지르나 타바긴 주 노지 타가지 당아주 티카트 랩도자 토몽람 중원도 지르송도 아니 잠도 선실라서 보질라 기용소 근데 바로 좀 바틀라서 냠는 지용 근데 다 왕시고 다 나라식 바나 왕고로 오면은 나라식나 한국들 자당노 돈텐 리그로 통모부질라 용포진 비슷한 것들 마신다 빈양가 저르스 근데 왕시라 왕시 라마데 찾든지고 고요르시 다텔라 그런 거는 왕도 여와도 주는 마고 토비오가 이바지 토비오가 너고 냠 요바 많다마 좀데 나가서 보셔서 싸우니 요바더니 그런 왕거라 양요 냠용 요바더니 그런 왕 자정지 요나 뜨는 가서 왕거 나가서 알아서 다 자동들 좀 냠는 잘 톱동 그렇다 왕즈 남아서 그 톱동 지적이 요지 아주나 권위 진짜 톱동 찍고 톱동들 렘발로 소소가 유신 렌사드 찾는 거 그랬지 때 자든지 정도는 tellat는 거는 냠는 자든지 라마틴 따때 어떤 소소 라마세 백가서 못 찍고 그러지
So finally, the third door is talk about the entering the tantric the practice, and in the foundation prayers at the end, it's mentioning the Vajradhara, the state of the Vajradhara, and the um, so Vajradhara and it is kind of very I mean like the very the risk the practice the which involve the all kinds of intense practice, and for example, which involve the wind as well as the ones the channel and so forth. So that's it's very kind of the risky to engage this practice because again it's required uh, the pre the the investigations, meaning finding the right authentic master. And not only that, once you find the master, make sure that he or she, whatever the initiations or the intense practice he or she receive, where he or she received that practice, make sure that is the authentic the lineage where they receive, and not only that, make sure that that the teacher have great experience, and when the or did the great spend the great practice. Great amount of practice of reciting, accumulating the mantra, as well as the other necessities practice, and then finally, once you reach all the qualifications, requirements, and finding the right teacher, and then find eventually that the master will give you kind of authority to you to allow you to practice, and so kind of give you kind of like a rank, you have authority to practice the tantric, and other college.
다 디카트다 왕 상로라시나 소 라마 담보 다시 보통 라마 댄사송나 라마 가송지 듭시고 왔다 또 방법 요르시 어떤 게 아마시세
Yeah. So yeah, always I don't want to go through the detail, but again, once no matter what, once you the engage or receive the intense teachings, tantric teaching from the master. So no matter what, it is very important. You have to obey and rely on your master no matter what happens.
당아도 더 민중 송치시 셈 양답이 다와 다 람지소 람세드 지버지벨라 셈 야기 당월스 또 뜻음레스 당고 민중 상방 민중 상방이나 코리 등을 하고니 타와 토주지 타와세야시 토기요 하고니 타와 톰도 길로 좀 빠지는 민중 라니 집부 타와도 받던 좀 맞고 심지 탐지 타와도 띠체 등왕원 벌써 성지게 인 삼배산호든 셈지 양 셈지로 어떻게네 다텔라 때때워다 양덕비 따와서 듣고 또 양덕비 따와서 때 셔럽 차들이지 뜻다나 인지스다 있던 거지.
Now, uh, so three general the practice renunciations, bodhicitta, and right views. And renunciation, as I mentioned earlier, have have a great desire or wish to attend the liberations, and not only that, understand that there are great potentials to reach the liberations. So that's we call the renunciations, and but just solely thinking yourself, or merely thinking yourself liberating, as well as uh, the attaining the higher state, that is not sufficient. So once you kind of engage further, thinking other, as well, and I cultivate the bodhicitta, altruistic mind, for the sake of all sentient beings. So that's we call the bodhicitta, the mind of the bodhicitta, or bodhisattva practice. And finally, the viewpoints, the right view, and the right view. So right view is all about the aspect of the wisdom, the great wisdom.
다 셔럽셀라 다 셔럽셋 컨디션다 오만지고나 당보가 시달라 신지상 덕근도 징일라 찾지바 소치진다랑 하면 봐 돌아 형지 지금 때란데 지수다다 다와시고 다음에 받다 네 때때비 형지 시험을
Uh, the uh, the right view is talk about the great wisdom. Introduction to the middle way. It's mentioned that firstly, with the thought of the I, they cling to self, and then with mind, they grow attached to thing. Helplessly, they wander like a turning water wheel. And so it's basically talk about basically the right view is talk about the view, as well as the selflessness, and the compassions.
뜻들다 아니 소치진다랑 하면 봐 콜 세대 아니 당보가 이제 쇼 담보 지점용 소들이 나세도 지금 리스미리 파자니 소나 시동만 간 얘기 말이지 요 말당 아무것들이 일와즈 닐디 니스면서들이 일와즈 요한도 뜻삼나 타보스네 근데 텔레진이 착착심진이 소소랑 진진 소 정소 텔레테네 자동이지 자동이라 때네 레서라 때네 코라세트 저바리 근데 코라세트 저도 개와는 배 소치진도 나가는 파당 미당 니와당 이도 근데 개와 양지데 단다부터 코라니다 어쩌다 로라 형지 제공들도 탐지 양거지 들리들 있잖아 소리 로라 뭐 형지 또 공부 그때 성월이지.
And when I read this quote, and at the end it was mentioned that helplessly they wander like a turning water wheel. But what here the the water wheel, or the helplessly wandering, it's referring to samsara, the circular existence, samsara. and because of the strong the eye and very kind of solid eye that we have, the self, and and uh, um, and that very eye is the actually when we kind of search the eye, there's nothing we can locate the eye without the mind and the body, and but we think the eye is the exists by itself or independently, and then we have a strong that kind of the I or the self, self grasping. Because of that, it will cause the great the minds of attachments and aversions. So once we have a great the minds of attachment and aversion, it will cause the all kinds of the karma or the actions we engage, and because of the karma we accumulate, that will cause the different kind of experience in our life, or it will kind of determines that helplessly that helplessly we kind of continue coming into the samsara helplessly, and within the three classic beings, either maybe God realm, the the human realms, demigod realms, hungry ghost realm, or the hell realm, and so forth. So we kind of keep, turning or keep coming helplessly in the samsara.
뭐들 다가 매즈가 매어다 니 자원니 자니 매어든 지시고 말 로아유 치는 게 나왔더를 요 당랑진 동을 통화이 돌아장지 건들는데 소는 로아스 나세 지금 신앙나 나와가 진실이요 신앙나 나와서 진실 같이 나왕원이 삼다를 근데 나왕원이 되는 신앙 요거 말다 나 가는 지시하는데 셔당 뭐지 남과 나와요 소소 먹었던 참아 땡긴 가서 건 통고 말 그 통사가 비추 사자질을 내면서 때니 중앙 좀 샤르기 거를 신앙나 나와 샤르기 거를 어떤 당신 나라도 지금 링 일섬 때문에 지금 너 때라테네 나선 좀 이제 봐 답답하면서 때 접기 거를 때라테네 쇼 지금 안지 치보시고 대자다 아니 집동 때는 좀 가서 링업 된사가 링어 있으면 돼요 맞다 봐 같이 움직인도 아니 랑진기 마트피 땡닌 중앙 좀 당하고도 들리 또때 랑진기 접바 딱바 땡디 랑진 그런 건 기능 그런 식으로 뭐 땡디 좀 들렸더니 뭐다 이런 거를 됐다 말이
Um, so when I talk about the I, so the I was trying to say there's uh, uh, the the I or no I or selfless and so forth doesn't mean it's is no self at all, but there is a self by depending of each others. For example, if I give you example like the reflections of the moon in the river or in the lake, and that that very the reflections of the moon in the river that appears the uh, by dependings of the all kinds of environments or the elements. Similarly, our eyes that we reflect upon strongly and have a strong the self of the I, which appear or have in our life because of the body, speech, and have a strong sense of the mind of the permanence and the self grasping and the so on and so forth, and we kind of like think that that I is here by itself or the independently exist. Um, but if we kind of look very close in a in very deeper level, so it's like a moon, and when
Similar
it's like a
to
so it's like a moon in the rivers, and it is there, but it's there not like independently, but depending on the different elements such as water and so forth. Similarly, that very eye that we have, which arise by the strong misconceptions of the uh, thinking that that eyes inherently exists and it is permanent and so forth, which create all kinds of problems in our life. But in reality, it isn't.
일단 아주 상관도 nga se te pe ka chimbo ri sira te ngo nga ga zu pro ma bo zi chung sang ni ka chi shu de ka ri zhe pu chu chu zi de lo ti de zi de pu chu chu nga ka chi shu de nga ri la sa ka nga yin la sa nga ri sa te ko te de nga zu yo nga ma sa nga zi yo ri na nga se ta na nga zu gom ya chi ni ta da sher pe chu ta nga se te kan da zi de azu sher pe chu da gom ti no ni ta da nga 진짜 자금제 제인시나 자금지 자인 리그 샬란드 리그 농란드 강란드 나세 자신부터 거지 간다지 좁다 간다지 간다지 다시 돼 있다는 까마까지
Um, um, but just yeah, the discussions about the eye. Of course, eye is important. For all of us, eye is important. One time there was numbers of kids. There was numbers of kids, and one of the kid, maybe I think he was 6 or 7 years old, and I asked him, "What is the most important in the world for you?" He said, I'm very important." And it makes sense. Of course, we all think I'm important, and I is the number one and very important because we have a kind of like a innate kind of a sense that been the cultivated from numberless of our lifetime, meaning from numberless of our previous life, and that very imprints that we have of the I and self. And but anyway, let's practice meditations for a few minutes. And I want you to, so there are different kinds of meditations. So I want you to do a analytical meditations, meaning just kind of research and investigate where is the I, and is the eye located in within your body or is located outside of your body?
근데 nga tong cho se ni kan cha par kan chi nga se sama nga re nga zo cho se ga lo cha do ni nga tong ni mang yu ro nga ro ne kis kan ga se bo kis kan ga ta nga ni chi par chi kan ba so so mang de ta mang de ngon chi da nga zo li de la ten chi par wa li de la ten chi ba li de ten chi ngor zo ti ta mang de la ga la ko de na cha tong chi na ti da ji pro me cha ro o de chi ne nga te li nang na yo na nga se de li nga pan ji ni li te pa de ting wo pan ji rong so zo nga te ko to so yo yo ma li yam den ji cha so ta nga zo nga la mi ken ta na nga se mi in se jo ra nga mi in sa ba de ta na li de la te de da ni li de ji ni de ting wo so nga mi in se te ba cha so na nga te ke wa se ma do se ta to sem de number shi wa la te ni jo wa zhe ge wo ta den ji cha ta de ta to za tong da ma na zo yo se
So there's doing the analytical meditations. There's a different way to finding or researching the one's eye. It's depend on the individuals. For example, you can try to kind of locate the eye, where is eye located. Um, the as also the what is the differences between the I and others, and also the is the I is a Kishikunga is a different than I uh, or the
그런 거 망쳐. 소수수 망쳐.
네.
능이 망는 건가 저러. 소수수 망쳐. 망들은 아티 식발 말.
Yeah. And for example, each of you, you have your own name, right? For example, my name is Kunga, Geshe Kunga. And is Kunga is the same as I? The name of the Kunga is the same as I or not? So you can also,
그건 망쳐.
you have your own name, right? So you can research that way as well. And also, that we all have all kinds of I, different kinds of I, by the creations of the form of the mind and the body, and then the once the because of that we have self and others, and once that very form is the sees or the doing the dissolutions of the body and the mind, and where is I, and for example that each of the elements of the body will dissolve and or show the impermanence, and where that very I will go, and also the once the eye is the eye is disappear, and is this your the physical where is eye is located, and of course the once we finish that very the form of the mind and body and so on and so forth, and that consciousness is the one the will travel into the next life.
That. Yeah, that's okay.
Any questions?
The eye, does it arise and dissipate, like the breath coming in and coming out, or is it completely illusion?
The message the unity the also the 用呀都是念都什么都是离远啊，他们呢的我写的可能的also the 这里面那些的。
Chitang nga se nga sombori nga shiur se te sedro long jong do long u cha song de nga so se ko yo na te nga so boy se ko chitang nga se te ten de zan ni si mo de nga sombori nga shi song se te ten jo ko se
Yeah, like continue the cloud also the ma se de chine 5年 里面呢ma se de juma na shi tuna yin na se
chitang chitang so chitang so
ma se da
chitang so te la dember zam yo so nga dember zam so ta te la te de nga mo pos ki ko
yes the both are the 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 considered as the eye actually because the in general as soon as we stop breathing then we'll say or we breathing we'll say I'm alive, right? But when we stop breathing there's no time to express I'm died, but actually I am died or dead. But anyway, it's depend on the breathing. He or she is breathing or not. One could determine I or he or she alive or dead. And in general, but in the in reality, of course, it is illusions because we we think I is it's really exists. It is kind of like uh, the true exists within us. Because of that, we uh, accumulate the different kinds of feelings by the having a strong I, and that very the feelings of anger, hatred, and jealousy, and so on and so forth, which create the different kinds of the suffering as well as karma.
chitang nga do sang de tak dak se ne de zamba ga nang be taw nang ne de sum te nga sang ma yin se dang az yo nga sang ne dewa nga sang de tak nga tak pa yin tak pa no chi ma ji gin chi pa me wa tak pa no ji sa ma ani nga dak te pa te sab te nga zo to lo zo ba te ka zan chitang nga zo ma tak pa re li ka chi len ji ne ni ta nga zo li cham ne shilan ka chi jin ro de te cham ma tak pa re tak pa ma re te te por te nang ba sa ta ta wa li nga zo li sang ma shwe so li sang ma re li chok pa re khala sa dang na pe chok ba zo ne chin chang sang ma sang ma te chi li dan te yong gi yo re ta dang na ka te chi ne par ru ni to ma kha sang li je te li chi ta ma sang ba re si na nga no sang ma shwe zung gi yo re si ne li ta pa ma ta pa chi ne li ma sang ma chi ne li nga dak ne shwe zo ta mo ji so da ta mo de ni yo ma re da te ni jong a zam chi mang bo cho yong zo de zhe bu yong go re te ni jong a zam de si a zong 대화 등아 대화 등담바 내키 등담바 인 삼 되게 소라 지금 내키 등담바 좀 방아 랑요 말에 장어를 같이 랑 시위 정도 로데고 되잖아 어때 정안 온저 저던 직딩 감 든지 회능다 개발된 사나 때 랑메 버드 저데 완전 루고 요다 마타바 마상와 네 등알와 당메 바데
보디 땅바치 아니 미창와치
마타바지 마상와지 등알와지 당메 바지 등을 된 비차지지 마타 등 동당메 당부 등을 된 바지 등을 된 잡버지 시오 등을 된 바인 당부 대지는
actually there are the four the misconceptions. The first one is the
덴바지 등을 된 바도 등을 된 바디 차지
yeah, and this is one of the categories of the Four Noble Truth, the truth of the suffering. And the four misconceptions are: first is we consider that the body as a pure, which is impure, and for example, the whatever we consume, such as food, water, and then so on and so forth, and which will kind of like go through in our body and transform into different kind of like waste, right? And which is not clean and so forth. So this is one of the example, the the impurity. And the second one is the thinking as a permanent, thinking as a permanent, as impermanent. Actually, it is the life is impermanent, and every minutes and the seconds it's changing, and but we think it is permanent. So that's the second one, and the third one is the
대기 동다 바이사 대기 동 와랑요 맞지 장어절이스
the third one is we think that we are the life is completely the full of happiness, but reality it isn't, because even that our very the life is also in control, meaning we don't have a control of our very life, that because every minute, every second is moving toward the impermanence or the end of our life. So that very the life, the precious the life we have, it also the not being we don't have any control. So this is so one of the conceptions, and the fourth one is the 당매들아
나도 나도 다도
다도 뭐라
나 랑진 바치 랑스 바치 요 텐데 나 랑진 바치 뭐 텐데 좀 왔어 좀 되어 맞아
Yeah. And lastly is the self, the grasping, the the self is the here or the form by itself. So we have a strong thought that the very the I or the self is the dual within by itself, but it isn't. It is here by depending on others.
어야 그래서 당 아주 참말로 등리 요리시라 강을 요 노라만 거 요리 진짜 강을 농을 짓던 거 때다 나랑라 팬토 망가지는 수시 먹을때 그때 지스요 들라마가지 그때 쓰면 들라마가지 팬제 말은 팬토스래 거도 좀 때 삼당 아주 강을 쳤을 때 소소 배추 르파 배추 당네 어 때때때 삼당네 어 지타와지도 지타와 못와지 지마 토는 바지수 지토는 sempre 말 지쇼세 데 양고 말는데 요것도 경주 요 용어를 요었다 올린다고 싸운다 땡기 참치겠어요.
The of course the that we always carry misconceptions, the four kinds of misconceptions. Uh, by having that misconceptions, we the bound to face all kinds of problems or the suffering in our life, but we shouldn't discourage ourselves because there are things and resources that we can apply in our life, such as by using our intellectual mind or the great the knowledge and devices. For example, the one of the great quote by the Master Shantideva, he quoted, "If there's a remedy, and then why you worry? Just go ahead and fix it. If you find there's no remedy beyond my understanding or capability, then again, why you worry and just ignore it." So this, advice or the code, very helpful to me, and I always apply this message as much as I can in my life. And I hope and urge you to apply this advice in your life. Okay.
저는 아주 말름으로 뭐 진짜 말름도 싶었지. 말름도 니 마스 받던 거 말이지. 니 사성에 했던 거 같아서 말름도 염성 받던 거 해봤지.
So, kalem bilang.
아주 뭐지. 미 뭐지 저러. 미 뭐지 또 말름도 싶었지. 말름도 니 마스 받던 니 kuid던 거 정말 말름도 내 말이다. 니 사성에 말로 요 말로 와. 아주 미 뭐지 다 소모는 있던 다 되지. 직접 보고 그랬어. 진짜 내가 그냥 좀 봐주겠지.
So like it's very the funny when we observe our life is our life is like a dream. When we sleeping having a good dream, and then we think we consider as it's a real and whatever having in the dream, but as soon as we wake up we realize these are all my misconceptions or the misinformations or misidea. As soon as you wake up, you know, oh, this is not true. I just wake up. Similarly, when you wake up, you still are sleeping, meaning you are, kind of doomed by the all kinds of emotions, afflictions, and then so on and so forth. But once you wake up from this, then you realize I've been sleeping or dreaming so long, and and so forth, and or like your very dreaming of this life will cease once you leave this body, this life, or then you will have a next dream in meaning next life.
성지 좀 더 내가 가서 대빠지 양마선 여아부도 소바랑 그 샘의 양선들 너는 성지 담바에 이제나 반 토나 반 토파마 토면 너무 많지 너무 많지 소 샘러도 고좀 샘도 더와이나 그때 성지 그런 거 많은 것도 샘도 고좀
Buddha, the one of the main the Buddha teaching is the do not uh, um, do not conduct any non-virtues. The accumulate the virtues as much as you can. Subdue your mind. So this is the teaching of the Buddha, and what is really meant here is if you cannot help others, at least don't hurt others. So this is very great the teachings or the advice by the Buddha. Try your best if you can. Go ahead and help it. But if you cannot, at least don't bother or hurt others being.
오케이.
Okay, well,
just
We conclude our class by saying the dedications on page number 80. Page number 80. Can you please announce the tour?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chicago.
Chicago.
Okay, thank you, Geshe and Timpa. There will not be a class nor a puja next Saturday or Sunday. And also, I want to announce that the Tashi Kill monks will be here on June 28th, and they're going to be touring the United States. First, they will be here in this area in July and August. And so if anyone would like a house blessing or knows of any organization, or if you would like to sponsor anything, would be greatly appreciated. And you can do that by emailing or calling the center.
Email you.
Email me. And if anyone would like to contact me, you can see me after the teaching.
That's good.
Okay. Those of you online, if you would like to make a donation for this teaching, it would be greatly appreciated. And you can do that by emailing the center at tmbcc.kcl@gmail.com or by calling the center at 812-336-6807. It is greatly appreciated by the monks in the monastery. And those of you in the temple, I will pass around the begging bowl. And if you can give a donation, it would be greatly appreciated. And if you cannot do so, you may just say a mantra or a prayer if you wish in the bowl. Okay, thank you.
Lo me ma re ge do jo wa nam re ya ve wa mo da ji de ma so me che ro ge Jambe yang je ve je son de dambe re ba gun san man je cho ye ne ru bi ya na ne je cho Rang ye je shen do be lang je xiu zhao zi wei yang ne dang ge zhuo wei ye je men ba san je Yahweh da ba yu ron zhen zhen ba ren zhen chong zi ma chan cha jiang yang ber zhi wei shou den Nya je shen bo yo ro ju ma pan de de sa wo che per shu se je ya we mo zhong Lang zhu shang qiu lang jie ren bei jiang pan duo nan jie ye la za pa rong de chung zhi ji lang zang zhe bi te jie zhu qi zhang ga jie se jie me ta me me guang ce ro gong de ya wei ma ba yi nam da nam dang zhe wer ma zhi ji gang zi tan ba qiu na zhi jiu ju ce zhen zhe la zong ba de ye zi te de nam jie da de zhuo xie yang zha xi yang su qiu gen zhang zhe ji ba de za wei la ma ren bo ji da su ni ga ba me den xiu la ka zhen chen bo guo ni jie song de我所得见我者杂得所，康人รา为果为先刚的，安大的王的永为你，家里生活的真要所以。小别生的不得的就若吉强就生就人不起马吉不能记住吉吉我娘把没不一样公你公多陪我修家把我觉得钱不当，更多上不的样的是的，得到不觉就是到路径，给我的看着让的我。地松下边要我谈结结，我刚那求得我把的，大人一月早我的公家，上不就是让的我儿子。安定中的担保的相见，但这见我堂前更康桑，路见更老的见中为你，上界担保到多解就是解，才让更多要我从高里。他就是年没事在边度，要为我别南上的年里，就这样都玩儿嘛就是去。